Once again, let's take our approach to accompaniment and fill it out even further. I've actually written some chords down because I do need to talk to you about a couple of new chords. Up until now, we've really only talked about C, F, and G, and there are lots and lots of chords. In this particular piece, there are two that are new by name, but not new by shape. So let's have a look and see what we're talking about. This is a lovely piece called Honeydew, really sweet piece. I want to show you the structure of it so you can get a sense of how much you already know, as well as what is it that you need to know in order to be able to get this down. So you can be following along with your materials. So we have Honeydew here. Looks like we've got a new symbol here. It's an A with a little M beside it. You don't need to really worry about what that means, technically speaking, and for those of you that have had some prior background who'll already know about this, that little lowercase m represents minor. So this is an A minor chord. What does that mean for those of you that don't have any background? It actually doesn't matter. I can explain it to you in a way that would make it perfectly crystal clear, but that would involve having some other conversations. We need to get into some of the theory of music, and it's just not relevant to our playing or what it is that we need to know. So I'm just going to tell you for now that whenever you see the little M's alongside any of the letter names, the small m stands for minor. You don't need to worry about what it means. So having a look here at our chords, I'm just going to hold this alongside of us. We've got a C chord, we know that. The A minor takes exactly the same shape, you just move your chord down to the A. We know the F chord, we just move it down to the F, and then we know our G chord. So if you look here, even from a structural point of view, we started with the C, we skipped a note and moved it to the A, we skipped a note and moved it to the F, and then we just moved it up a little bit. So it can even help you to just think of it in terms of that pattern of my chord, I skip a note, and then it's up one. Very, very straightforward. So that's actually going to give us the first two lines, C to A minor to F to G, and it gets repeated, C to our A chord to our F to our G. If you look at the third line, there's another minor chord. This time it's a D minor. Let's have a look at how we're going to do that. We're going to go C to our A. I want you to come up to D. Where is it? Right alongside C. Still the same shape, the straight line. And then back down to our G. Once again, C to the A minor, to the D minor, to the G. Now, as you're processing these, you might find that that gesture is new for you, particularly when you're going from the A minor and you're jumping all the way up to the D. You might just practice that for a little while, getting used to going between those two chords, and then going from the D minor down to the G. That's quite a leap. So there's a couple of things you can do. You can look and say, well, I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3 notes and come down to the G. That's one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it is that the bottom note here, the D, becomes the top note when you play the G chord. That might help you. Either way, it doesn't really matter. I just want to make sure that you don't start diving into any of the theory behind why we're doing things the way we're doing. What matters for now is that you can do it, not why you're doing it. Okay, so that's our chord structure. We do need to have a look at our left hand and see how we handle things. What I'm going to do in this instance, I'm going to actually, here's my middle C. I'm bringing my thumb down to the next C, and I'm putting 5 fingers over 5 notes. So if we have a look at the first line, here's my C, here's my A, it's underneath my 3rd finger, here's my F underneath my 5th finger, and here's my G. So that's right there. When I get to the 3rd line, the C to the A, the D is very simple. I've just got to move my thumb, and we're very used to that gesture, just cross-pollinating from Nightstorm, for example, or Jackson Blues. Very, very comfortable. So it would go C to the A, just move our thumb to the D, and back to the G. That's the only learning that's involved in Honeydew. What's our ratio? We can see there it's 1 to 2. We know what that means. Let's see if we can just go right ahead using the chord chart that tells us our chord progressions. Let's see if we can just go right ahead and piece it together. C, 1 to 2, A minor, F, G, C, A minor, F to G, C, A minor, up to the D minor, to the G, C, A minor, up to the D minor and the G. And when you want to finish off, you can just come back to the C chord and just finish on the C chord. So that's the new learning that's involved. Having said that, the real fun of this comes to when you're actually going to be playing it with the soundtrack. So let me play the soundtrack so we can hear exactly how it goes and exactly how it's going to sound when you're playing it. C, A, F to G, C to A minor to F to G. Here's our new chord that we haven't done before. Up to the D to the G, C, A minor, D minor to G, and the cycle repeats. So on and so forth, so you can just play that through. Now, we said before that this is an accompaniment piece. As always, when you're playing an accompaniment, that's just the mattress that the melody rests on, or the canvas that the painting is painted on. To bring life to an accompaniment, you need a melody. So what we want to do now, very simply, let's have a listen to Honeydew with the chords, with our soundtrack, and the, once again, beautiful vocals of the lovely Inertia DeWitt. So on and so forth. So we've got our C, our F, our G chord. We've added in two new chords that have retained the same shape with our A minor and D minor. Really straightforward, very, very simple. Beautiful song, beautiful soundtrack, straightforward ratio, beautiful vocals. What a dynamic, rich, diverse experience you're having. And we've only just started in our musical journey. One more great piece to add to your repertoire. See you soon.